What's that? And this is Smoody Papi. This is my iconic interview. Okay then.
So Texarkana, I've never been there. I've been curious. What is the experience like growing up in Texarkana?
You get a little bit of everything. You feel me? We surrounded by Louisiana, Arkansas. You feel me? And everything. You know what I'm saying? Is going on in Texas. So. You know, you get all type of experience, you get all type of flavor, but for the most part, it's kind of like everybody else city, you feel me? It's cleats of streets there, you feel me? Sports, streets are now like the music, you feel me?
Right. So growing up there, it wasn't too much that it just really had to offer for people outside of sports, really?
Nah, it was just, like I say, it was sports and music, cleats of streets.
It's one of them big football towns?
Yeah, it's it.
And you played football?
Facts.
When did you start playing football?
Man, when I was 7.
7? 7.
Been him since I was 7. That's for real.
What position did you play?
Nah, I played running back.
Okay, I thought you built like a running back.
Yeah, running back.
Always running back?
Always. Running back and safety. That's it.
Okay, what made you get into football like that?
Man, my brother, man, shout out my big brother. He played. He's 7 years older than me, so shit, when I'm growing up, he already in the, you know what I'm saying, he had emotion playing already. He was like that. I seen how people, you know what I'm saying, treated him and shit. I'm like, yeah, it's me.
And I can imagine too, with it being such a small city, it's like we ain't got no big sports teams, so these high school players, they be stars.
That's it.
Did you know? So you did notice like the special treatment you got?
Yeah, hell yeah. Like even with him being my brother, you feel me? Because he was already certified. Like he had offers and all that shit. So coming up, it kind of already had like the pressure. Like okay, you supposed to be something. You feel me? Like you got to be. So you know what I'm saying? It just panned out.
I heard in one interview you said you grew up with both your parents.
Yeah.
So had a good household.
Yeah,
it seems to be so rare. It's unfortunate that it's rare nowadays. How do you feel like that played a factor into your life?
Man, it played a big factor. Like having either or, you know what I'm saying, having both parents. You know, most niggas got just their mama. You feel me? But being able to have my daddy, like my daddy, nigga to go out there and work hard. Like shit, every day he wake up, he go punch the clock and work hard. Most of the time he be gone, you feel me? I don't see him most of the time cause shit he at work. So I appreciate it. Showed me like a nigga that'll go out there and do what it take to feed his family.
Right, you got an example right there at home. You didn't have to go find it in the streets.
Facts.
Did he play any sports at all?
He played football.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad played football.
Was it just you and your brother?
Yeah, just me, my brother. I got a little sister too. You feel me? I got an older sister. So, you know, everybody really plays sports for the most part, except my little sister.
Yeah, what's she into?
Man, shit, TikTok. With all the kids.
Yeah.
TikTok, shit.
I mean, she probably going crazy with your stuff on there right now.
Yeah, she turned up too.
Yeah,
she blessed this shit.
That's what's up. So, football around 7. When did the music come into play?
Man, music, shit, I always been there. Like, cause I got an older sister. My older sister rap. Yeah. She stayed in Dallas. She stayed in Lancaster. And so, it really was like that. I always I was around older kids. You feel me? I was with my brother and them, so around them, they listen to all type of shit. So, naturally, I just picked up learning how to rap. Cause my older sister was rapping. So, it just came naturally, like the freestyle and DSR shit like that.
Okay. What's your earliest memory of music?
My earliest memory will probably be like I say with my sister and them DSR. That was like big in Dallas. And Charlie Boy. We listen to Charlie Boy heavy. Then like I say, Houston music, Pimp C. Like if you in Texas, you in the South, like shit, you listening to Pimp C and you listening to UGKs and the Boosters and shit like that. So my earliest memory of it.
Okay. So the music was always there. The influence was there. When did you start writing? Or actually start creating your own music?
I made my first song in the 10th grade at a nigga named AK. A nigga named AK house. It was on the Arkansas side. Man, shit, I made my first song my sophomore year, bro. I had been freestyling though, been rapping in the locker rooms and doing all this shit. So everybody knowing I could rap, but I never put it on wax like an actual song.
Right.
So I made my first one 10th grade, and then it kind of just started piggybacking off of that.
Okay, 10th grade. And now you say the AK was on the Arkansas side, so y'all that close, so you can just cross over.
Man, you can stand in both states at one time. Like the Texas side and the Arkansas, you can split it. You feel me?
So, like, okay, aside from the music, just high school, going to high school, what was the parties like out there? When did y'all leave Texarkana to go to Arkansas? Was that where the parties was mainly at, or?
I'm gonna tell you the shit. Both sides you had to cross sides in the city, like, cause all the clubs and the team clubs, which my DJ was throwing all the bitch. Shout out Sergeant B. He was throwing all the team parties for us. So every club was on the Arkansas side except for the one I think he had. And shit, so basically, if you from Texas, you gotta travel to Arkansas to go party. And if you from Arkansas, you gotta come to Texas to go to the mall, the movies, all that shit. You feel me? Everything in Texas except the clubs. So that's how, you know, since a bunch of friction, it was a bunch of traffic going on.
Perfect name for the city, though.
Yeah.
Okay, that can put a little more perspective. All right, so AK, he stayed in Arkansas.
Yup.
How'd you end up getting connected with him?
Man, he went to this school called Liberty ILO, at least. Shout out to the ILO. But he stayed on the Arkansas side, you feel me? And back then, like, you had to be like a chill nigga to be from Texas and stay in Arkansas. That shit right there get you killed, you feel me? Like, for real, like, just being from the wrong side of town, shit, niggas done got their head towed about that.
Okay, so he had a studio set up and everything?
He had a studio set up. We were recording out his closet. And we was all in the same grade, so he knew we rapped and shit. So he started like, hey, come on to the... And it's in the hood in Arkansas. It's called Sand Flat. But we in Texas, we pulling up, you know what I'm saying? We really creeping over there like, shit, we get caught over here. We know it's going down. You from trying to make a song.
Yeah.
That's just how we playing that.
Who all were you rapping with back then?
Man, I rap by myself for the most part. I got on songs with niggas, but for the most part, I started out rapping by myself, you feel me? Okay. That was it.
Yeah, I see everybody nowadays, everybody's so clicked up with it. And that's cool to start with your friends and everything, but it seems like, it's kind of like a hobby. It's not, they don't put as much into it as that one person. I'm going to do this regardless.
Right. We had a clip, we had some shit called GTB, you feel me? We had that, but we weren't really into the music. We more so were getting into fights and scratching and shit, going to the party. That's what that shit was about. It really wasn't too many people like just rapping like our age at that time.
At that time.
Yeah.
Where were you getting your beats from at the time?
YouTube. We jagging for beats. YouTube. YouTube the MP3, man. That was a best friend, bro. Facts.
And then what, SoundCloud at the time?
Yeah, they had SoundCloud, but we wasn't even uploading our shit. Like, man, we got them make a song and shit. We sending that bitch to folk, passing that bitch around. You feel me? We had CDs. So nigga make a song, you just give it to your partner.
So you started in 10th grade. Was it like an off and on type thing? Or once you started doing music, you was like, I'm doing this?
It was off and on because I was really playing ball for real. So it was just something I was real good at, you feel me? But once I started getting scholarships and shit, I'm like, okay, I know for sure I'm finna go play ball in Cali. So it was always in the back of my mind though, like, if I don't play ball, I'm a rap. You know, like I say, it cleats the streets.
Right. But you did kind of get mixed up in both.
I got mixed up in both.
16.
At 16.
That's when you got your first charge.
First charge for sure. I got it was assault and robbery. And they dropped the robbery and just gave us assault. So that was over Texas, Arkansas shit.
I was about to say, how you get into that situation?
Man, just being at a park and some shit happened and the nigga was out there at the wrong place, wrong time, you feel me? He was on the wrong side of town. And she just checked him about it and it turned into something else, you know what I'm saying? All their partners left them, they ran, you feel me? You leave nigga to run and shit, so you know, shit like that happened. So, you know, it's shit that happened to us before.
Okay, so that's a 16.
That's a 16.
What was the consequences from that?
Man, for one, we made the motherfucking news, bro.
And you a star athlete at the time.
And that was a big deal. It was me and one of my cousins, Sue. I ain't gonna say his name, but he an NFL player, all that. Whoop the whoop. They got both of us, you feel me? They came to the school and arrested folks, you feel me? So, really, it was just hitting the news and they was saying they gonna make an example out of us because we was getting in trouble, but it wasn't nothing you could really pinpoint. It wasn't never on video. They just heard about us fighting it. This shit was on video, what we did to bro. So they put it on the internet, call it a gang fight, and man, it just went from there. You feel me? But a nigga ended up doing like I ended up going to juvenile in Greenville. They shipped me to Greenville, and they had requested the whole summer, but I got out in like 14 days. Had probation for 3 months. That was it.
Right back to school.
Well, I'm back. I was playing ball on probation. Like my probation officer come to my games because they knew like And it's like I say, if you good at something, you good at playing sports, they'll kind of
support you.
Yeah, they'll kind of, cause it's hard to get out of them.
Mm-hmm.
So they see somebody got a chance. If you ain't causing too much rookies, like
right,
you know what I'm saying?
That's good though. That is good. I know a lot of athletes do get special treatment, and it's like it's kind of bittersweet because like you know with athletes and grades and everything, they really give a lot of people passes versus making them apply themselves.
Right.
But it's like how you really gonna take this opportunity from? You see this kid.
You get taken care of. You get taken care of, and you do in college too. If you good enough, they make sure you ain't gotta. We won't go into class like that. You feel me? So shit.
Yeah, they got it now too. With they can actually get endorsed.
You can get endorsed now.
Man, it's crazy.
I would have broke the bank in college. Man, see what I'm saying? I would have broke the bank.
And where'd you go play ball at?
I went to University of Wyoming first. Went to University of Wyoming. Played as a true freshman. I got in a little trouble there. Got in an altercation. I caught a charge up there, an assault charge or battery charge. Caught a battery charge in Wyoming. I ended up beating it. And after that, I started having problems with the coaches, so I got up out of there, transferred to Southeastern Louisiana.
Okay. Tell me about your experiences in California. What did you go out to California for? I forgot what song it was I was listening to.
Oh yeah, I went out to Cali to record. This was like that was probably like 2-3 years ago. I went out. I sang in that Hummin song. We was in Cali. We was in Burbank. You feel one of my big homies. We all went out there. And she just making plays. They was out there making plays, doing what they were doing. I was recording, doing what I was doing, smoking. You feel me? Mm-hmm. You know, hollering at a couple hoes I knew out there.
Okay. All right, so 7 years old, you get into sports and everything. Music was always there. Yeah. 10th grade, made your first song. Music was off and on because of sports. Getting in a little bit of trouble, but I bet that also kind of gave you some stuff to really rap about too.
Yeah, facts.
Was music one of those things where it was an outlet for you, or was like you just having fun doing this?
Yeah, man, look, it could have been, but it wasn't. Like, football was the outlet for me. Sports was the outlet. Music was, like I say, it was something we did all the time. So it wasn't nothing like, it didn't stand out or nothing, cause like it's some shit this nigga been freestyling and rapping since 6th grade. Mm-hmm. But the football kind of like overshadowing it, you feel me? But once we start making like real deal songs, we still wasn't shooting video. I ain't start shooting video till college. Mm-hmm. And then that's when kind of like the friction of it, like damn, this nigga can really rap for real. Yeah. So it just picked up after that.
As far as in Texarkana, like what other artists were there to influence you?
Oh,
any in the city?
Hell yeah. Like shit, my DJ, my manager, Sergeant B, he really the first person to ever sign coming out of there. He went to College Park, so he was the first one signed. He was doing shows when we was in middle school. Like he was on like a middle school tour. He'd go through the middle school and perform and had dancers and everything, bro. So he was one of them. Shit. Man, a nigga named Southside Reggie from there. Mm-hmm. It was a couple niggas around the city, bro, like that we watched. Every nigga had their run, you feel me? Like in the city, they had like the big song in the city. Like everybody pretty much had a good little run that we was fucking with. Yeah. But like I say, we from the South, so a lot of that shit was boosting, you know what I'm saying? The Southern artists for real.
Did you ever feel like you had to leave your city just to get seen?
Hell yeah. I knew that though. That's what I knew. Like that was the difference between me and like most of the niggas there. Niggas wasn't leaving the city. Sports helped me out because I had to leave. So I ain't do nothing but keep doing what I was doing back at the crib.
Right, it ain't like you left the music behind.
So when I got there, shit, I had fans from sports already, like football. I had followers already. So when my team, I get around my team and I'm rapping and shit, If I make the first song I made in college, shit, I went and took it back to the locker room. Nigga was loving this shit, cause other places niggas ain't really rapping like that. So they like, oh, this nigga really rap. I mean, they take that shit back home to the crib. Nigga might be from Utah. Feel my way in Texas. A nigga might be from Utah. A nigga might be from fucking Idaho. Man, they take this shit back to their partners. They take the 10 partners. He take the 10 partners. They take it, you know what I'm saying? It's like 70 niggas on the team. So once that shit, that's how my shit just started spreading and doing numbers like that. Cause I'm moving around without moving for real. You feel me? So
it wasn't even like it was just a one song type thing that just really took it off. It was collectively up until 2018 when I dropped a Letter to Mama. So that's the first song I had hit 1 million and all that shit. Like that's when it like really took off. Like that was the one song. Yeah. Well, what do you think it was about that song that made things take off the way?
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real, just real life shit in the video to it. Like that was shit that was going on in the city. Like when I came back, I was gone for a minute. You feel? I'll be back for breaks, but I was gone for a minute doing my thing. So when I come back, I'm like, damn, these little niggas is really kicking doors but nigga, and a lot of niggas rapping about that shit, but niggas wasn't telling you like the flip side, like nigga, every lick ain't successful. You feel me? Every nigga ain't. I had a partner go on the lick, and that nigga paralyzed now. You feel me? He was like 14 when that shit happened. So I just gave him the real, like.
Yeah, they ain't rapping about that.
I rapped about this shit. It was a song to my mama. She was, and it's like facts. You feel me? Like she was worried about a nigga. I was doing little shit, and man, dropped that bitch, bro. That bitch went viral. People that got to picking it up. College kid picked it up, bro. Rest in peace, nigga on college kid. First nigga posted that bitch. Say Cheese posted that motherfucker. Shout out to Sean Cotton. So man, it just made that.
It wasn't no you sending it to them, having to pay nothing.
I paid Say Cheese.
Okay.
No cap, I paid Say Cheese. Hell yeah.
And how did that work out for you? I feel there's a lot of artists that don't want to pay, bro.
Yeah, it went crazy. You gotta pay to play. Like at this point, niggas ain't really doing nothing for free unless you lock in with them on some other shit. Like you gotta pay to play. This shit, rap ain't cheap.
So you put it on Say Cheese to get some more marketing and everything. It was worth it.
It was worth it, man. Say Cheese like it's one of the biggest blogs. You know what I'm saying? Ever. You feel me? So like everybody on, I feel like 600, 700. They worth it.
Right.
It worth it because millions of people gonna see it.
So what were some of the changes or results? Like who started bringing it on your line and everything after that?
Man, it was just my following going up. Like more people getting tuned in, like from everywhere. Like nigga hit me up like out North Carolina, we fucking with you. We tapped in Alabama, we fucking with you. Man, it was shit like that, and I just kept piggybacking off this shit.
Right.
I went.
Because when did you drop that? That was a couple years ago.
That was 2018.
Right.
Then I piggybacked off that. I dropped Texarkana Baby. So when I got out of view, I'm like, damn, I got the eyes of everybody now. I dropped Texarkana Baby. Like, let them know where I'm from.
But you had a lot of music out even before then.
Before then, that's when I was in college. I was doing freestyle.
You had, okay. Right.
And see, I couldn't really promote it. I was doing that shit. I just put it on. That's when that Piff was big. I was dropping on that Piff, but I couldn't promote it called playing ball. And it was like, you know, you can't be doing both. So, you know, you need to pick and choose.
Right. And that's why you had like Professor Finessa.
Yeah. And I was doing shows, so it was like, shit, I do a show, so they like, you getting paid from this shit. You know what I'm saying? Then I was getting in a little trouble, so they really like tuned in, like, hey, nah, you can't rap and play ball. You know what I'm saying? Because you represent the university. And a nigga ain't get that shit, so I kept doing what I was doing, you feel me? I kept doing that shit.
So once you got done with school and everything, where's your mindset at?
Man, once I got done with school, I got hurt. I got hurt like the game before last. My projection of where I was supposed to go, I was gonna end up being a free agent anywhere, but stock dropped even more. Like, got invited to All-Star games, couldn't play in them because I tore my knee up. So it was after that. I had been saying all the time, like that's all I'm saying where we from, in Cleveland Street. So I had been told my coaches, like, every nigga in the locker room knew, like, this nigga don't play football, he gonna rap. Cause I was really doing it already, I was good at it. So, man, I sat out for like a year. I was in my feelings about 4-5 months. I was broke though, you feel me? I was broke, so I'm like, fuck this, I'm finna start back rapping, like, but I'm finna start shooting videos or making songs. And I think the first song I did, the first like real song I did was with this nigga named Big Moon from the city. Bitch did good, did some numbers. Niggas was like, okay, this nigga probably for real. Now niggas looking at me like I'm tripping, like, nigga, you probably be in the pro, what you doing rapping? You feel me? I'm in the city. And I dropped Letter to Mama right after that, and that bitch took off.
Okay, so your mindset that because you'd already been making some money doing shows, getting paid for actually rapping. So you kind of always knew you was good. I knew
I was good. I knew I could do it, like, just because of my work ethic. Like, my work ethic in sports. Like, I was good. I ain't really work hard at it until college. And going to playing college sports with other Division I athletes, you feel me? You got to be everybody like that. Everybody him in high school. So, it's like, what's going to put you over the edge? So, I already could rap, so I'm like, shit. Once I jump in the rap shit, I'm just going to treat it like sport. I'm finna work at this shit. And it just panned out, bro. Like, just outworking everybody. So
you talking about like your stock when it came to sports? Do you look at your stock when it comes to rap?
Hell yeah.
Strong points and everything.
Hell yeah.
You got the voice.
Yeah.
You got the flow.
Yeah.
Very unique things
It
like
just
that.
making them folk believe, like, motherfucker told me, your motherfucker you gotta make people wanna be you. I gotta make a nigga wanna put on these scarves. When I see a nigga add me by the scarf or wearing scarves, I'm like, yo, I know what he's seen. I know where it came from. You feel me?
Cause it's so much more than just having the talent. Yeah. You gotta get business minded with things.
You gotta get business, and you gotta be able to communicate and get in rooms with niggas and talk business. You feel me? Like I tell you what, more than my music, being a real nigga that got me in places and relationships with people like the music wouldn't have. Just being a real nigga to people. Right.
Okay, so when did 1501 pick up on you?
Oh man, that came through Sergeant J. Sergeant J, he that's my producer. Shout out to Sergeant J. Texarkana baby. He made the Busted song with Erica for Erica. So that's his beat. He made that beat for her. They signed Erica, they signed Jay. Shit, and they was asking about, you know what I'm saying, what artists was popping. So my DJ and Sergeant J, they brothers, you feel me? So they like, shit, Smoody. That's the first time he put it in their ear. Then all my songs come from Jay. All my songs come from Jay. So I started coming down here, like driving down here to work with him at the studio. And Big Car, he'll come in that bitch. I'll be in the house recording or something. He'll listen to shit. He like, oh yeah, you hard. So we went from him seeing me like, I'm constantly, I ain't getting it. Jay inviting me, you feel me? It ain't even got nothing to do with 1501. We just working on something. This what we do, you feel me? We always work. So he just instead of seeing me in this bitch, instead of seeing me, so he like, man, come to the mansion. We having an event. Whoop de whoop. I pull up to the mansion. I started kicking it. He like, okay, this nigga hard. This nigga a real nigga. He start. Then hey, we got a show. Erica got a show. You know what I'm saying? You can slide with us. Shit, I was sliding. I'm here anyway. So I'm like, I start popping out, and it eventually led to, okay, yo, he already knew about the music. You feel me? Like he knew it was different. And then he just wanted to see, I guess, what type of person I was. Like, and then we come from the same background, like the sports world. He was a baseball player. He played football in high school. You know what I'm saying? I'm football in high school, college. So it kind of like fit. We kind of like, you know what I'm saying, been around like we've been around each other before.
Right. Easy to understand each other.
Yeah.
Okay. And what immediate changes? What was the overall process from the time that you met him to getting signed? How long was that?
Shit, it probably been some. It might have been whenever that Busted dropped, I was already like, I was in the mix then when they started pushing Busted out here. It might have been like 8 months or some shit like that. Or nah, it might have been a year. It had to be a year because I ended up signing with some other people named Noontime. I signed with them and I was already going down there having that relationship. So really like a year. It took me getting out of my situation, like, and then when it presented itself, like, shit, it was up.
Okay. And what made you comfortable with signing with 1501?
I had already been
there.
So it's like, yeah, like it turned into family at that point. Right. I'm going here back and forth. We ain't even on paper or nothing, but I'm everywhere. You feel me? I'm with him in the show. I'm on the sprinter. I'm in the back. You can see me in the back of pictures like from long time ago. Like damn, this nigga right here. So it was just that. Like I felt comfortable. Yeah. It's a Texas indie label, and shit, that's what I represent Texas. I'm a Texas nigga, so I loved it.
Now, what were some of the immediate changes, like, or what are some of the things that you had to learn from being with 1501, as far as being an artist, being a man, just overall? Man, really nothing. I was doing it independent. Where we from, you don't really have no help. You know, I'm fortunate enough to have a nigga like Sergeant B in my corner that had been signed before. Right. Like when he signed, it was nobody he could really talk to. Like, oh, this the right thing to do, or this so having a nigga like that to kind of tell me, now you need to do this, or like, you need to stop going out getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So having a nigga like that, we already knew how to like move independently. Like I was passing out CDs at clubs. This nigga DJ at a club or at a college. That's how I started. He a DJ at a college. He like, hey, I'm finna go DJ. You trying to slide? I got 1,000 CDs printed up. I'm like, hell yeah. I bring my backpack. I go to him, I help him set up. Shit, we be in the club. I'm on hoes the whole night. About 15 minutes before it's time to go. I'm like, hey, my nigga, let me get the keys. I'm gonna get my backpack. I'm outside passing out CDs. It went from passing out CDs at a college, watching a nigga,
you know, the year before watching a nigga throw my shit on the grind to I double back the next year and niggas like, oh, that's Smoody, you feel me? Like, so just that type of nigga already knew what to do.
Okay. So now with being signed, what can we look forward to for 2022?
Man, shit on the bigger picture, like, you feel me, like on a bigger scale. Same dope, it's even dope, but there's more creativity, like it's bigger now. Like everything is gonna be bigger, flashier, females get prettier, you feel me, clothes get better, that's it, you feel me.
Okay. Any albums or mixtapes we can look forward to?
Man, I'm working on Texarkana Baby 2 right now.
Okay.
Like just recording. We up like 400 songs, so we gonna have to get together and really pick out like a good 12 to 15 songs.
What's the energy behind it? Is it mixtape energy, album energy? I don't even ask with records no more.
It's really I'm treating all these bitches like an album. You feel me? Like everything I treat it like an album. Like, cause I damn near don't give a damn about the difference. I want my shit to come out top notch every time. So.
Okay. Now that leads me into my last question for you before we get out of here. I've been asking everybody, would you, as of right now, with your position as an artist, would you rather have a Billboard Hot 100 single or a Grammy, but you only got the Grammy as a songwriter? So you just wrote for someone else?
I want that Hot 100 single. I want that Billboard. I want the #1 motherfucker too. If you don't want to be on the Billboard, I want that #1. You know what I'm saying? That shit make a difference. So yeah, I'd rather take that Billboard and get that screen.
I feel that. Yeah.